Welcome to the SNA Live podcast, hosted by Three the Hard Way. This is for the culture, Black and Latinx. Where you at?
What's good, cigar fam? It's your boy C Wayne. Welcome to SNA Live, the show not just about cigars and cigar lounges, but life in general. Because if you're in a nice ass cigar lounge with your peoples and only talking about cigars, then you missed the whole motherfucking point. We're recording live as always from Smoking Ashes Cigars and Haberdashery, the hottest cigar lounge in these United States. With me as always are my partners in crime, the GM and Leak. Say what's up to the people.
Yo, what's good?
What's going on, fam? Blessed to be here.
We can now be seen on One Institution Media's platform as we are now a part of the OIM family. Today's episode is episode number 17. Man, we are piling them up. It's entitled Leveling Up. We're going to be talking about adversity in life and the tools to get through it. We're going to be talking about what it takes, when to take a chance in life.
When is that moment?
Yeah, exactly.
Or
and
does it exist?
Exactly. And our perspective on the previous two. We're also going to be providing our segments today, the Billionaire Block Gem of the Week, and our segment, What You Rockin' With. And with that being said, as usual, cut your stick, light them up, and let's get it popping.
Welcome to SNA Live, a podcast like no other. Featuring Three the Hard Way. You want it, you got it.
Yes. Episode 17, Leveling Up. It's the perfect time to get that notepad, take that iPad, take some notes, and get ready to take in everything we've got to give. Pause. But it's a perfect time to get your stick, get your drink, get your seat, and let's rock. You know, I had to say that because somebody would have heard that. So before any of y'all could do it, I did it myself. All right, I cut that. Shit.
Oh man, yo, crazy weekend here at Smoking Ashes. We had the car show, followed up by New York Cigar Week, the Jersey Day, where people came through all dapper and dolled up.
Big shout out to Uncle Nearest, yo. Honestly, Johnny Liquid, man.
He does his thing, man.
John does his thing. He does put on a show. I really mess with what
he definitely does.
Set up presentations.
Oh my God! Always making custom drinks fresh too as well.
Yeah.
You know, he's very knowledgeable about his product.
So speaking about the custom drinks, that's the crazy part. Like,
and that's Uncle Nearest for anybody.
Yeah. If y'all don't know the story, Google it. We ain't got time in this episode. Sorry. So, Shorty's over there behind, and I'm sorry I forgot your name. And I know I forgot.
She's the new rep too.
Yeah, she's gonna be the new rep and everything.
Good.
She's gonna email us, but
Like Nancy or something.
yeah. So Shorty's behind the table, and they have the Uncle Nearest, and they're making drinks. And I see her pull out some pineapple juice, and I'm like, "You got bourbon? Why would you have pineapple?" It just sounded gross right off the bat, but they threw some ginger ale in there.
Ale, yeah.
Bourbon with the ginger ale with the pineapple juice, and I told her straight up, I was like, "Yo, you know what I feel like?" I said, "I feel like I should be on a porch swing in the South in the summer with like a linen suit on."
Nah, I get it.
Sweet in your mouth.
Yeah.
Sweet in your mouth.
There's bees flying in the flower bed that's right in front of you.
Exactly.
Nah, I get it, man. That's like a mock-up of a mule, some type of a mule.
Kind of, yeah.
Because I know they use ginger beer and, yeah, they do use ginger beer and pineapple too.
Yeah.
So
It was nice.
But it was a good look. Good look, yo. And the car show was a good look, man. Like we had a
big
couple
shout out to Corey, man.
Yeah.
Corey and also Colin throughout the summer. Those dudes did a great job for the first time. And listen, shout out to the town, because I think the town wins at the end of the day. T-Neck won because these gentlemen brought all their friends and their people out here.
T-Neck, you're welcome.
Yes, you're welcome. No, for real, man. Big shout out to Colin and Corey, Drop 100 and Cash and Camaro.
Did your thing.
These guys have done their thing, putting together these car shows, and the vendors are out, man, and the people do come out. So shout out to those guys, man.
Yeah, definitely. And there was some other things out too. So that's another topic for another day.
Yeah, a lot of things were out.
Yeah. Like the puppies. There was puppies out. People brought their dogs. That's
No,
what I
there was tons of things.
Yeah, I brought my dog. Conway.
Yeah,
Animals were out. It was
Yeah.
fun times.
Yeah, a lot of stuff was out. A lot of stuff was out in the sunshine. It was a good time. Good time. So let's get to episode 17, leveling up.
What we're drinking and what we're smoking.
What we're drinking,
right?
what we're
Yeah.
smoking before we get to the topics.
Yeah, that's all right. I'll help Conway out for this one. Let him stop for a minute. So, as everything was out and about, we're trying to, let you guys know what cigars and
What we're sipping on today.
what we are sipping on today.
Right, what you smoking,
I will
man?
start, man. I'm smoking right now Chico's blend. Chico's is a local boutique beer dealer out here in Jersey who's just starting on the come up. This Toro specifically is a Dominican Ecuadorian Corojo wrapper with Mizuki Indonesian binders.
Okay.
And he does a great job with putting it together. The blend is on point. And right now, first time I'm smoking this particular blend, and it's smooth, but it's got a little bit of oomph to it.
Okay.
The construction on the cigar is amazing. I mean, it's a very good experience so far, man.
Top selling here. People love those.
Yeah, especially the CBD versions
Yeah,
of them.
yeah.
So, because he does both. So,
Yep,
if you ever
yep.
come here and heard about the CBD cigar, it's the same brand.
Time out. That's the one on the shelf right now?
Yeah.
Not this one in particular. This is a regular blend. This is not
Okay,
no
I was gonna
CBD.
say the one on the shelf is the CBD
That's
one.
the CBD
Okay.
one.
Because I was just about to say, I told a couple members, you'll come through, we got the CBD choice.
We do have them. We do
Yeah,
have
that's
them.
what I thought. I was just making sure. Okay. Because a couple of members came up and racked up on them. They're going to be sorely disappointed if they didn't have CBD in them.
Yeah, well, that kind of what happens with those cigars here anyway. Malik, what are you smoking?
So I went with the Vittora cigars from Henderson Vittora. This is the Toro, and this is the Conqueror. So they have the Conqueror, the Gold, the
Explorer.
Queens, the Explorer.
Yeah.
This is the Conqueror. It has the Ecuadorian Habano 2000 wrapper, Ecuadorian Sumatra binder, and fillers mixed from DR and from Nicaragua. I've had this. I think it's my second time. Really good cigar. It's like a good medium to full. I would say it has some peppery, definitely some peppery notes and little earthy undertone to it.
Okay.
So I've never smoked this with some rum, so I'm gonna see how this is gonna go. I'll let y'all know.
Cool.
What you got, Conway?
So, Black Label Trading Company. They have a few lines that we carry here. They have the Killer Bee. They have the Green Hornet. They have the Salvation. They have the Last Rites. And I've smoked all of those. The one I have not smoked, which I'm smoking today, is the Lawless. So I'm a much like you guys, I'm a Robusto dude. So it's a Nicaraguan binder and filler with Ecuadorian Habano wrapper. It has notes of cocoa, espresso, coffee, and cedar. And I have to admit, the first couple of pulls, because I feel like Black Label Trading Company has such a, regardless of the line, there's such a distinct taste to their cigars, and this kind
It's
of
that grade A tobacco.
Yeah. But this went, and not in a bad way. This went a little left, and I was like, oh, okay, this is not exactly what I thought it was gonna be, and maybe it's that Ecuadorian Habano wrapper that threw a little different.
You were thinking it was going to go a little heavier?
Yeah.
So that one definitely, the Ecuadorian Habano wrapper will take you for
It
a little bit lighter.
It takes
It's
the
a
edge
true
off a
medium.
little. Yeah. It's really good. Really digging this. Really digging. And Leek, you had mentioned this about the rum we're drinking.
rum, yeah.
So it's going perfect with the rum. And speaking of that, so I think I mentioned this on the show before. Me and Leek, we got family in Barbados. Me specifically on my father's side, like a whole fam is Bayesian. Leek, I think yours are more like kind of like cousins, right?
Cousins, yeah.
Yeah,
Cousins.
yeah. So, in paying homage to the island, I had to get some Mount Gay Black Barrel rum from the island of Barbados. And yeah, we existed before Rihanna existed. Like everybody, Barbados is cool, but before Rihanna came out, I be
nobody
growing
talked
up, I'm
about
like, Barbados, where's that at?
It's true. No, it's true.
Like, we existed before Rihanna. Shout out Rihanna though, like not
No
shade
knock
of
either.
Rihanna. Like
Billionaire Rihanna.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Billionaire.
Billy.
Put some respect on that right there.
We're so proud of her on the island. They got a street named after her, Fenty Way.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, yeah. So her real name, her middle name is Rihanna. Her first name is Robin. Last name is Fenty.
That's dope.
Fenty. So they have a Fenty Way.
Is that the brand?
Wow.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. Fenty Savage. Yeah, exactly. The lingerie brand.
You know, my cousin's husband is still her bodyguard.
Nice.
Oh, nice. So it's a small batch rum. Peep this though, female master blender.
Really?
Yeah, very rare.
Nice.
Very rare.
Okay.
So it's
Big ups Barbados.
It's a blend of a double pot distilled rum in an aged distilled mixed with aged in a bourbon oak barrel.
You taste
So it has a smoothness to it because like of the aged process, but then in the bourbon barrels it has like a different type of finish than with a typical rum.
It's a long finish too.
Yeah.
Tasteful.
Wow, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Just a history on it. They had a long deed dated from the 20th of February, 1703.
Wow.
Till today, still, same land.
Yeah.
It's a long deed.
Yeah.
Yo, that's crazy. Yeah, so guys, I mean, if you're into the sipping rums, again, rum is my second after dealing with, third, Scotch bourbon rum. But so far, this is a really enjoyable sipping rum.
Yeah.
Like it really is. It's not too heavy.
Yeah.
It goes down pretty easy. It doesn't have too much of a...
Doesn't have a bite.
Yeah, and it's not heavily bodied, if that makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
how
It's a
some
medium
wines
body.
could be sometimes,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's very light. It almost is
medium body.
reminiscent of, closer to being like a Scotch to me than anything, just on the rum side.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because like, what other rum that we had the last time? Like even like the Diplomaticos and those,
I love
they're
Diplomaticos.
they're
But
heavy.
heavier.
It's heavier.
Yeah,
They're
heavier.
well bodied.
Yeah.
So this is a little bit lighter.
Yeah, definitely.
And
Which is why
you know, we drink and smoke a lot. We over here talking like we're actual real connoisseurs of this shit. Don't let that shit fool y'all. Like we know what we talking about, but we out here talking about like, you know, no, it's very well bodied and a little bit of bottom to it. Taste it in the back of the throat right there. Yo.
So, let's get to our first topic: adversity in life and business, how to push forward through it, and the tools needed to do so. Now, you want to talk about how to push forward? We are, if you don't believe anything else we say, the fact that we opened up a business 10 weeks before the world shut down and we're still here.
And it's still shut down in a sense. I mean, we're open, but
we're open, but the world is not fully.
Yeah,
Not fully.
Not fully. Yep. Yeah.
That's a testament to pushing forward.
no, it is.
So once again, not that we're just talking out our ass right now in terms of like adversity in life and business and how to push forward. We are like I said, a true testament to that.
Yeah, and don't let it fool anybody. I mean, it's a journey. It's definitely a marathon. It's not a sprint. You have to be in for the long haul, and you have to be willing to deal with change on a day-to-day basis. You know what's crazy? You talk to, and I use this word, I mean this not, you know, in the best sense, but like my normal people in my life outside of, because listen, when you know what we deal with on a day-to-day.
Yeah. It's not the everyday person that can deal with that shit.
No. Because it's like,
It's a different breed.
Yeah, it's like, how come you don't, you know, make plans to just go out more often and stuff? It's like, that doesn't exist in my world for a reason. It's not that I don't want to. Everyone wants to
Not now.
go out and do stuff. Yeah, it's not the time.
Yeah.
Because there's just too much that has to get done on a daily basis. So understand that, you know, when you are trying to push forward in times where things are tough, you have to forget, in a sense, don't lose yourself, but you have to completely give yourself everything of you to be the best version of you to get you out of that predicament that you're in.
Yeah, you gotta immerse yourself in it.
You have to dive in completely.
Yeah, for sure.
Because if you don't, you're only gonna half-ass the attempt to get yourself out, and that's only gonna half-ass your opportunity to get out of the problem that you're in to begin with.
Facts.
And prolong the problem.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Because you're not giving your all to get out of it.
Because through that, if you don't do that, at least in my experience, because you're gonna have these roller coaster rides, the fact that you've been up there and you know what it feels like, when you come back down, just because you know you might have had a bad week, you want to get right back up to that point where you were feeling at that.
It's almost
topic.
like an addiction.
Yeah, it is. It kind of is. Yeah, definitely. It's like when the high wears off, you want to get you want that high back.
No, it's
You
true.
want to get back that dopamine feel.
That's true, though.
Pulsing through your veins.
No, it really is true.
Fact.
And you saying that, damn, you had just mentioned something that I was gonna touch on.
The roller coaster ride.
Yeah, no, the roller coaster. Oh, and that's why it's also, remember, another thing that a lot of people don't, they forget time to time, don't start shitting on people when you start to take up on the uptick of whatever it is you're doing.
Yeah.
Because remember, in business, you will come back down.
Yes,
It could be
you will.
something that's not even your fault.
And they'll be waving at you on the way up, like,
You know, and the same people you shit on, you know, you might need people. One thing is key thing is relationships.
Yeah.
You know, and it's something that blacks and browns don't do enough.
Yeah,
Is
sure.
build on key relationships. You know, as far as business goes. You know, you got your guy that you could definitely watch the fucking game with every fucking Sunday. And you guys could always make a routine to fly out to Green Bay every year. You'll get serious about extracurricular shit, but you won't get serious about sometimes some business stuff. I know what it is. The truth is, this is something that's been new to us.
yeah.
It's new to us and it's been made like it's a scary thing.
Yeah, fear.
So it's like, exactly.
Yeah, the fear factor comes in, but you know, there's a reason for that fear factor. Is
Exactly.
to keep you away from trying.
Exactly.
You know,
And realizing like, oh shit, we can do this too. Even better than some other people.
Yeah.
So let's get out here and get this money.
Exactly.
yeah. Or also just, you know, a certain class just making sure that another class doesn't figure out the secret.
That's what I mean though.
Yeah, oh,
Like
gotcha, okay.
Like you get into it like, oh, I can actually do this. This is not as
Got
hard
it,
as they made it
got
out to
it.
be. And half of these motherfuckers are idiots.
Yeah.
Like
That's another
Don't
part.
let these degrees and masters and business, like, that's all bullshit.
Not to shit
I don't
on
say
them
it's
all.
all bullshit. I'm just
because
saying.
it's
You don't need that to be successful. That's my point.
Yes, you don't.
it's not even so much that. I think
But-
it's more. It's not about the degrees and stuff. It's more about like what Brian was saying about class. Like, don't let the fact that they came from multiple lineages of people that went to universities and have master's degrees, and that don't let that fool you into thinking like you can't be one of them just because
Yes.
you're the first one.
Yes, correct.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
you could live to that testament there.
Yeah,
with
yeah,
you,
definitely,
you know,
definitely.
Yeah.
From the field that you're in, you
Yeah.
know, you're one of your other fields, rather. I
yeah,
should say.
yeah.
You know,
No, definitely. So that's why I'm saying it. Like, because I'm speaking from a personal experience. Like, I got to law school and I was like, yo, half of these cats I'm smarter than by leaps and bounds. Like, not even close. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of nepotism that goes on. There's a lot of, you know.
yeah, and that's in life in every field.
Yeah.
That
it
does
doesn't
go on
matter.
in every
Yeah,
field.
Yeah, it's human nature.
It is.
Yeah, but I'm just saying though, just don't let that dissuade you from trying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you get into the field or the industry or whatever it is, and you start to realize like, oh, I truly do belong here. 'cause
Yeah, actually, I should have been here a long time ago.
exactly.
Yeah, and like you said,
I don't know what my apprehension was in the first place.
well, because you have that fear factor in it, you know, and that's usually the thing that's going to stop you more times than others. It's that fear. And listen, nobody likes to fail, all right? But one thing you have to learn how to absorb when you're in business is constant failure is realistic.
Not only is it realistic, it's actually valuable. Did you ever see that Will Smith?
That was the next statement right there.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
No, which one with Will Smith though?
So Will Smith was he did this. So he just got on social media like a year ago. Like, he avoided it for a while, and then I think he got on it. Just
Oh,
being
and he
like-
did like a little like
It's like a
skit,
little
like
montage,
a
video.
montage. Yeah,
Video.
yeah.
like a little monologue
Yeah,
or whatever,
yeah.
where he just was like, you know, failure isn't a negative thing necessarily. You actually should embrace it because
You have to.
You're learning.
No, you have to.
And the more lessons you learn, the further you can go forward. So don't be afraid of failure. And that's
Yeah.
what stops so many people
Yeah.
is the fear of like, I'm not going to achieve something. I'm going to fail. And it's like, well, you're not going to find literally not one successful person that didn't fail before they became successful.
Yes.
It doesn't exist.
No, it doesn't.
Not at all.
At all.
No, it doesn't. There's
There's different levels of failure, but like, you're not going to
Yeah.
find one person.
Yeah.
And if you really notice, those people who are like the one-hit wonders in any field that they're in, there really is no longevity with that.
No,
because
they come
just
crash. They crash and they burn.
because it's
That's
lightning
it.
in a bottle.
Yeah.
Whatever that one thing was, whether it was in music or you invented something or it was just a one of one, and that was it.
And they didn't build that toughness, that thick skin
Get through things.
to get through things because they hit right off the bat.
Yes.
Yeah, the best advice you can have is experience, though.
Yeah.
No
And-
one could tell you enough.
And you have to learn from those failures. Don't just fail and be like, oh my God damn, what the hell happened? And then you come back and do the same thing a year later. Like, if you're not learning from it, then obviously you're not going to get back to that level. You're not going to get to that point.
Yeah, no.
If you're not learning from your failures.
And some people would actually say it's technically not a failure if you learn from it.
Facts, I've heard that before.
So you didn't get what you wanted to, but technically it's not a
You learned the
failure
lesson.
because you got something out of it.
Yeah, yeah.
And then that's like I was saying before, that experience is the best advice you could look forward
It's
to.
like Hov said, I will not lose, but even in defeat, it's a valuable
valuable
lesson
lesson.
learned.
Yep.
So it evens it up for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like Leak, like you said, if you're gonna fail or lose or however you characterize it, sit back and analyze what happened.
What you did wrong, and don't do it again.
Everything is data. So even the things that you did wrong are data. You can take it back, look at what worked, what didn't work, reflect it on, and how you can turn it into something that's in a more positive situation for you. If you didn't add enough time to something, or you did something, take note of that and add that in to what you can do to do better moving forward.
Facts.
Now, the hardest thing to do with this whole scenario that we're speaking about is blending your regular life, your normal life, your outside life in with your business life.
Yeah, that's rough.
And to be honest with you, it's also a fraternity, in my opinion, with the right business owners and their families.
Hot.
What do you mean?
So everyone knows that a wife of a coach lives a certain life where they
talking about like in a professional sport.
Correct.
Yeah.
They know that they're not going to be around their husband as much.
Yeah.
Because their husband is literally living and breathing at these facilities and always working.
Yeah, and they're probably gonna be moving a lot too. Because if he gets other
that
jobs,
part with a coach situation, but the idea is just that you know that your husband or your significant other, your wife, whatever, they're committed to their craft so much that to get where they're going, you have to come to terms to understand that they're going to not be around. And you have to deal with it while supporting them and holding a house down. It's not that easy. And that's why I use the word fraternity, because not everybody gets in and stays in when it comes to families of business people who do ventures. And these guys get married 3-4 times, man. And it's stressful on some of these relationships.
Not some of them, all of them. It's just some can weather the storm.
Longer than others.
Yeah, that's real talk.
It's a definite real thing. And it's like, again, just understand that if you're getting involved in business and you're trying to get to these like pinnacles for, these high aspirations that you may have with something, you have to understand that you can't have everything without losing something.
True, but to that point though, in terms of tools needed, you kind of hit on it too. Your significant other plays a huge role in
Absolutely.
that.
No, they do.
Because they can be supportive and they can add to you, or
be
they
the
can
anchor.
bring you down.
Exactly.
Hold you down.
And that's why I said it's a fraternity, because not everyone is meant for it. Not everyone stays.
No.
Because like I said, the wife of the coach has to be there to support him, knowing that he's not going to be there really to support her.
Yeah.
And vice versa with her and him, and et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
So you have to find that happy balance in your life, and you have to be honest with yourself too, with the decisions that you make, with who you get involved with, and shit like that, because this could really have a really big drastic effect on how you perform.
I mean,
you can even hit any of the things you want to.
Not to bring up negative stuff, but the perfect example of how that can kind of go wrong is Andy Reid with his son. You remember that?
That's right.
Yeah.
So it's like Andy Reid from the outside looking in. It's like he's a successful NFL coach.
I was going to say Andy Reid's an NFL coach.
I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah, I was trying
former coach of, for those that don't watch football, former coach of the Philadelphia Eagles, now currently the head coach of the Kansas City Chiefs. Won a Super Bowl
winning
2 years ago.
Yep.
Yeah. So outside looking in, successful coach, admired by his peers, respected by his peers. I think even in some circles gets referred to as kind of like an offensive genius.
Yeah, he's a guru.
Now, that's the professional side. Personal side, for those that don't know, his son had a serious drug problem.
Yeah.
And I think got arrested a couple times.
Oh, yeah.
And I think
Then he gave him a job after, because he was working with him.
Yeah. But I was gonna say is there was one time in court where he was either being sentenced or there was some interaction between Andy Reid's son and the judge, and Andy Reid was there in the courtroom, and the judge pretty much directly addressed Andy Reid and just was like, "Look, I know you're a successful football coach, but you're a father also. There's obviously some lacking in
direction, anything.
Direction,
everything.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But it's true though, again, and it goes to that whole other scenario where I just said, to get what you really want in life, you have to understand you're gonna lose somewhere. So you have to take the right losses, make the right decisions to not, to some things you have to do and some things you can't do. And you have to be real calculated with those moves. Because if you don't do it correctly, you might end up in a situation like Andy Reid did, for instance.
Yeah.
Because if you're not around your family enough, your family's just gonna run amok. And if you have family, if you have money in your family,
it's even worse.
It makes it even worse.
Yeah.
Having money is, that's it. There's nothing I can't do now.
I mean, but that takes a certain discipline also, because like that 30 for 30 ESPN broke, where you had multiple athletes being interviewed about how they were paying the rent for multiple family members, and the thing of it is, it's like, yo, I think Bart Scott said it the best. He's like, yo, I didn't win the lottery.
Yeah, no, I worked for
I
where
worked
I'm at.
hard.
Yeah.
Why should I pay you? You're a grown ass man or
hands
woman.
down. Hands down.
Now, if
Bitch, you wasn't with me shooting in the gym.
Exactly. Now, if you have a family member that's disabled or has like,
It's different.
mental health issues, like, okay, cool, help them out where you can.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about like able-bodied, grown-ass men and women. Why am I paying your rent?
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's a whole nother level of just shit that athletes deal with. And the reference I was making before, though, like when you're Andy Reid, right? If the son wants to go to, I don't know, some shit with his friends, and it's 7 or 8 of them, they have the platinum card to swipe that. If they want to go to they want to go away for the weekend, they're gonna swipe that. They want to go and do something, they're gonna swipe that. Yeah, because it's money available to the family direct, and that's where people start losing sense of reality.
Yeah,
and that's where, guess what? Now mom realizes I could take cash out. Now I can buy drugs for me and my friends for the party.
Yeah,
you understand? So that's what I meant by that, in a sense, where the money situation is with those families in particular.
Yeah. I mean, but it's just another, potential trap. So in terms of, pushing forward, having the right support system
is huge.
It's huge.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Support system is up there.
There's a lot of traps out there, in terms of, as you're trying to push through in life, and as Brian, like you said, in life and in business, it kind of meshes together. Depending on the business, it does mesh together.
Correct.
Because you have to have somewhat of a harmony between the two. So that brings us to our next topic. When is the right time to take a chance in life, and is there a right time? Leek, I'm gonna let you start off this one, brother.
There's really no right time. I'll speak from my personal experience and how I do things. I go off of, I don't say emotion, just feelings. That gut instinct. When you get a
That's
gut
not emotion.
instinct.
That's
intuition.
Intuition. Yeah.
So you'll know. But the one thing I would say is don't jump off the roof and just say, you know what, I want to start my own business without any planning. There's steps to it. There's a process. So I would definitely tell you, one, my biggest advice to anyone is find someone, a mentor, or find someone who has done it before.
Yeah, definitely.
So, we know we've had people come to us and ask us, hey, how did you guys do it? Can you give me some guidance? Like, find someone. I know I had that person personally, and it was a female. You know what she said? She said, listen, you're probably going to fail the first time. Just letting you know that right now.
Yeah.
That was the first thing her advice came. I was like, damn, that's not what I came here for.
But it was honest.
But it was honest.
It's
dude.
honest and valuable, though.
It's very valuable. She
Set
even broke down a
expectations
percentage.
right.
It was like, I think it was like, at that time, this is 10 years ago, I think it was like 62% of all first-time businesses fail. And I'm just like, damn. So it makes you kind of reassess, like, all right, is this what I really want to do?
Yeah.
And then that was the first step. Then we spoke again. And again, she started giving more gems. Listen, make sure you do this, make sure you do that. Definitely make sure you have money saved up before you just jump out the window.
That's another thing.
A mistake, I think I personally made in the beginning. You think, oh, I'm good, I got the ideas, everything. If you don't have money saved up, it's just gonna put you back, and literally it's gonna be like a rat race. You're just gonna be just trying to chase that again because
You'll
you
be
don't
robbing Peter.
You don't have
You'll be robbing Peter to pay Paul
because
for
you don't
every
have the
move you make.
resources. You have the ideas, but you don't have those resources to do that. You know what I mean? So
I guess what you're saying is it basically boils down to it's calculated. Like when the time is right is
You'll know.
when you'll know, but it's also
when you prep for it.
yeah, exactly. Yes, that's
some advice: pen and paper. Write a lot of ideas down. Before you even go there, write these ideas down so that again, when it's time to put this plan together, you have things written out for you. Again, that doesn't work for everybody, but some people like to see things. Have things written out for you so you can formulate that plan a little bit better.
I'm constantly doing. You guys know. So for those that don't know, I'll hit Ryan and Malik up like at 3 o'clock in the morning sometimes because my brain just be going like on business ideas. Like so, sometimes I'll try to go to sleep. My body is still, my eyes are closed, brain is going 130
Brain is fucking
miles an
running.
hour.
Happens to me.
And if you don't, because I think, and I've read books on this actually. your subconscious mind kind of takes over at a certain point.
Yep.
And that's where the true instinct and intuition that you were talking about really takes over. So I come up with my best ideas at like 2-3 o'clock in the morning.
Inception, bro.
And then but you gotta memorialize them.
Yeah,
because best believe when you wake up,
you're gonna forget.
You will lose them shit.
Just like the dream, you don't remember it down to a science. When you had it, it's vivid as hell.
Dude, that happened to me the other night, and I was upset because I know I didn't get a lot of sleep that night, but I was in that middle of the sleep, and this idea came up, and I was half awake. I said, please get up and just get a pen and go write it. And it was like 4 a.m. Yeah. But I was scared that if I did that, I wasn't gonna be able to go back to sleep. But again, those are little things you have to do. You know what I mean?
So
you might
side note for that, everyone owns a cell phone. So that'll be the perfect time to open up the voice note and just say whatever it is you need to say.
I've been doing that a lot.
And that is so much easier because sometimes you can lose it when you're trying to figure out the proper words to write. And sometimes you just need to say it, get it out and fix it later. Because I've done that many a times. I would just, honestly, sometimes I would get so concerned with missing the thought, I wouldn't even look for the voice note. I would just open up the camera on the fucking
and record yourself.
And just record myself. Talking like I'm not letting this go.
Smart move.
Yeah, I mean, we live with technology. Technology helps us now, so utilize it. You know, like
definitely.
I started, trying to be, and going back to the whole mentorship thing Malik had mentioned. When I was starting out on my entrepreneurial, roller coaster ride or journey, I was like 18 already out and about. I'm going back to 98. Trying to open up a studio, running, these businesses, and there was no one to go to in the hood. Yeah. Because everyone else in those ventures were either way out of your reach to talk to, and then the other ones were just
doing some illegal shit.
Straight fucking hustlers. And I'm not really going to go to you to ask because I know where the money's coming from for your venture.
Get a brick, son. Get a brick. That's your startup money.
Just flip it real quick and boom. It's good.
It's like you're trying to stay away from it. Bang. It's like, fam, there's a reason why we open up a legit business because we're trying to not do that anymore. But going to the point, though, about, the mentorship, it is definitely something. I honestly don't believe, again, like almost any major milestone in life, I don't think there's a right time for anything. It's my personal opinion on that. There's no perfect time to
you know what the perfect time is? Now.
Well, yes, there's no time like the present.
Yeah, because I think so many people get wrapped up into
for the perfect time, and it never is going to come out.
That doesn't mean, going back to Malik's point about, saving up and planning and writing stuff, that doesn't mean jump out there and rent an office space and just do it tomorrow. It's the steps starting, the starting steps, I should say, to execute the plan. Yeah. That starts now. Yeah. I'll start writing stuff down next week or whatever. No. Just
next week is gonna turn to 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and then
before you know it,
you're gonna give up. You don't give up.
If you're opening up a business, you need to take a couple of notes from this right here, right now. First off, you definitely need to make sure that your paperwork is 100% correct before you do anything. And that's something that Conway has mentioned.
Martindale & Associates, 295 Madison Avenue, 12th floor, New York, 10017. You can holler at us at 212-405-2233 for all of your business needs.
The consultant fees is heavy, like Fat Joe said. The price went up.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
So, yeah, you need that paperwork right, but because there's nothing that you can do to get normalized. You need a bank account. But to do all that stuff, you got to have your company established. So you got to get your paperwork right. Yeah. On top of that, Malik made a very good point with studying the logistics of the business that you're getting involved in. Like Conway just mentioned perfectly too. If I'm gonna open up a shop per se for anything, a brick and mortar store, there's no reason to order the cable on today if I'm not opening up for 60 days from now. Because what you did is just add a bill to yourself. A bill, unless you have saved correctly, you know what I mean? You might be able to say, well, fuck it, I got enough bread, which is a dumb idea to do because there's never such thing as enough money when you're opening up or dealing with any business. There's never enough money.
Always going to be surprises, things that are going to come up. You're never ready for it.
Yes. And again, you have to be prepared to adjust on the fly.
Yeah, definitely.
Which was what we were saying in the first segment we were talking about with adjusting the business and stuff like that. But you need your business right. You need your logistics right. After that, everything else is just duct tape, bubble gum, and prayer. Any way you pray after that. You know, you take your education with you and your expertise. You have your mentors.
Yeah.
You surround yourself with the right circle because that's everything.
Yeah,
And then if you utilize some of the stuff that we mentioned in part 1 with having the right support system, having the right spot, whatever that is, you put all things together. After that, it's like I said, duct tape, paper mache, bubble gum, and prayer.
So, but that's the thing. So, if you were to draw a line between starting point and success, a lot of people think it's a straight line.
Oh yeah, that's so
It
not
goes
like that.
up, down, forward,
Through the
backwards.
alligator pit.
Yeah, exactly.
Off the cliff.
Like, there's so many twists and turns.
It's a Bugs Bunny or Looney Tunes cartoon. in
Yeah,
a sense.
but it's part of the journey. Like,
It
don't. So from the outside looking in, I know a lot of people's journey seems like they started overnight success, boom, they're in there.
And there's never such thing as an overnight success.
What you didn't see was the behind the scenes. Matter of fact, Muhammad Ali had a quote about something about shit. I'm gonna fuck it up. Something about what you see in the light when the lights are the brightest or something like that. There was multiple hours in the dark preparing for
that you didn't see. Correct. Yes.
That's facts.
Hands down.
Like, and
I saw one with Kobe, man. It said one too where it's like, if you're not best friends with the janitor, then you ain't doing the job you're supposed to be doing.
facts.
Yo,
Facts.
that's real.
1,000
I never
shots a
heard
day.
that one before.
1,000 shots a day. That's what that is.
Yeah.
You only way you know the janitor is if you helping open or you helping close.
Yeah.
Which means you're there for real.
Yeah.
So again,
Yo, I love that one. Yo,
Yes, man.
Yo, I gotta say this real quick. I wasn't the biggest Kobe fan growing up.
Neither was I.
He just
me neither because
Not to speak-
he's a carbon copy.
not to speak ill of the dead or whatever, but I'm just
Listen,
being
it's just life, bro.
yeah, I'm just being honest.
Somebody gonna
and
talk
shit.
about us one day.
Yeah,
when we're gone.
exactly. Like there was just he just rubbed me in the wrong way, right? But I have to say, later in life, this is before he passed. This is not like
Yeah,
me
no,
changing up
no,
after
his
he
last-
passed.
yeah, yeah.
But later in life, when he wasn't as arrogant, humbled himself a little bit, and was a little bit more approachable.
Yeah.
You could.
And these are his last years in basketball too, because
Yeah.
he was more approachable.
because you saw it with his colleagues and fellow NBA players.
Yeah. They started talking to him a little bit more,
Exactly.
bringing
There
his
was more
name up.
playfulness too,
Yeah,
though,
more-
even on the court.
Did you see the documentary when he was coming back from the Achilles?
No, I gotta watch that.
That's what did it for me. I thought that's what you
Yeah,
were going.
no.
That did it for me.
It was just
You saw the humbleness, but
Oh
you
yeah,
also
there was
saw,
a segment on like Showtime or something.
Yeah, it was
he
on
had
Showtime.
Yeah.
You saw the humbleness, but you also saw how hard he works.
Yeah.
So if he was doing that for the Achilles, imagine what he was doing just to get to that point where he was at. Like, definitely respecting him.
Yeah, no, definitely. So he was a different dude, man. He was like
No, he
It's
deserves to be in that.
It's not too many.
No.
just what you had said right there about the knowing the janitor, as cocky or whatever, how he came across or whatever, a little spoiled, bratish sometimes or whatever. What you could not take away from him was he didn't walk in like I'm more athletically gifted than everybody, so I'm pompous and arrogant. That dude worked.
Oh, he did.
So you're not outworking me.
Exactly.
That was the mentality right there the
Not
whole way through.
outworking me.
You're not gonna outwork me.
Yeah.
You might be bigger than me. You might be faster than me. Your jump shot might be a little bit better than mine, but you're not outworking me.
Nah.
I'm here for the whole game
Exactly.
and overtime.
Exactly. So, like going back to the original, topic in terms of when is the right time to take a chance. There's never a right time, but there's also understand what the chance is. You're betting on yourself. That's what it really boils down to.
Yeah, no, it is.
And know yourself. Be honest with yourself, because certain things, entrepreneurship being one of them, is not for everybody.
Yeah, it's not. That's another thing.
Yeah,
And it's okay.
Yeah.
yeah, and it's perfectly fine. Because guess what?
Not everybody's a beauty queen, and it's okay. I'm serious. Come on,
Everybody
guys.
was blessed.
That's what I'm saying.
No, because here's the thing. Entrepreneurs, we have to hire somebody. And if everybody's an entrepreneur, then you
Then there's
can't.
nobody to hire.
Yeah, there's nobody to hire. So, like, it's okay. Like, everybody has their role to play.
Yeah, no, it's true. And listen,
But you can be a superstar and not be an entrepreneur. Like, if you're a CEO of a company, a lot of people think, like, oh, man, you're a CEO, you're a boss. Guess what? He or she can be removed from that position because they work. If you're a publicly traded company, you work essentially
board.
for the shareholders.
yeah, the board will be able to get rid of
Yeah,
it.
you're a board member
facts.
working on a publicly traded company where the shareholders can be like, nah, this person ain't working out. You're out of here.
No, it's true. But the truth of the matter is too, touching on a comment you just made, most of the people who are successful or entrepreneurs, most people have started from bottom positions and done multiple different jobs or titles before they got to where they were going. You know, you can talk to many of people that were either janitors or freaking, you know, you work for a utility or you worked in, any field.
Look at some of these gentlemen who were in prison for years and then got out and started their own trucking companies. I just read something. This dude was in jail for 22 years, studied up on it while he was in jail, got out. Now he has a multi-million-dollar trucking business.
And not even that, too.
That's beautiful.
We know a couple of gentlemen personally.
In here.
That actually have, they've done their time. Yeah. They've come out and they have successful. They are.
Or as they articulately put the other day, they were on vacation for a little while. And they came out and did their thing.
Yeah, no, it's true. But we know a couple, that have done that, and you see it. You're not reading it. It's tangible.
And us three, we all know who I'm talking about or whatever. Shout out to him, man. Like, I really fucks with him. And he knows who he is, so we don't have to even say his name or whatever. But you talk about a dude that has, like, discipline and is a stand-up dude and went through his shit back in the day or whatever, took his little vacation, came back and got to business. Like,
and he's about his business.
I fucks with him.
He's about his business.
Yeah, he is. He's not a bullshitter. He's gonna tell you how it is. Sometimes you might not like to hear it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you know how he is.
Yeah, and he doesn't take shortcuts either.
Nah, he doesn't.
He don't try to take shortcuts.
I fucks with him. But yeah, no, just to that point though, you're right. There's guys who come out of the darkest positions and they come out and they grow to be successful. Again, people start off in every level of some type of. My main thing is this: people's clocks also time out differently. Yeah. So just because you're a cashier today, or you work at the supermarket as a bagger, or you work in the back doing unloading packages, it's a part of your journey. Your clock hasn't peaked yet. You can't. It's always either look at somebody else though who's peaking, and then sit there and say, "Well, how come it's not me?"
I was just about to say that. Yo, do not. And this is like straight up. Do not compare your journey to another person's.
You can't.
Journey.
And we had an episode about that, about how social media freaking don't get caught up.
You can't.
Get caught up in that, man.
Be happy for that person in the moment, and if you're true to that person, they might be able to share some knowledge with you to help you on your journey.
Even before that, because that episode leak that you're talking about was called Smoke and Mirrors.
Yes.
Where you think they are, they might not even be there.
No,
because it's bullshit. Instagram is 110% bullshit. Yeah. Like,
because the real people are not posting.
And the people that are posting or whatever, it's like, look, man, like, I respect the hustle, but
it is a hustle.
Understand Instagram for what it is. Understand social media for what it is. Like, nobody posts when they fail. So by definition, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna not be reality because nobody wins all the time.
Yeah, you don't see failures being posted all over the place.
You don't see the dude on the unemployment line posting on Instagram like, yo, shit didn't work out,
Shit got real, son.
Bills is due. Con Ed knocking on the door talking about they about to turn the power off. I had to come up on this unemployment line. You know, it's like, that doesn't get posted.
No, it doesn't.
So, you know, going back to, once again, the topic of conversation, taking a chance or whatever, don't let other people's journey thinking like, oh man, they way ahead, I can't be like this person and that person. You don't know what the hell that person has been through to get where they're at, and you don't even know if they're really at where they're saying they're at.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a fact, man. And on that note, it's a perfect time actually to continue the trend. And
notable mention.
Yep.
Let's get to it. So, no, I'm sorry, not notable mention.
No, we're doing the Billionaire Block
Gem
right
of the
now.
Week. Yes,
That's
so sorry.
Billionaire Block time.
Yeah, Gem of the Week. Yes,
because this fits right into everything that we're dealing with.
So yeah.
Let's get down to it. This is the SNA Live podcast, hosted by Three the Hard Way. And this is Billionaire Blocks. Give us your take on books, business tips, financial, music, whatever you like. Billionaire Blocks, inside the SNA Live podcast.
This particular episode, Billionaire Block Gem of the Week, we're going with Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich.
I see you brought the authentic one.
Yeah, I've never seen that one. Mine was blue, I think.
No, this is like...
This is the old original book.
So I've had this book...
Probably a reprint from
easily
like 90s or 2000s?
20 years.
Gotcha. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
So I'm an avid book reader in terms of business books, in terms of psychology in terms of psychology of achieving and being successful.
I got one for you.
Holla at me or after the episode, definitely. So this particular book, I think, was the first book let me take a step back. Rich Dad, Poor Dad was the first book I ever read.
That was mine too, bro.
Robert Kiyosaki.
That was mine as well, man.
He's a hustler on another level.
He is, and you could feel it when you read the book, and you know.
He's on some bullshit to a certain extent, but some of the stuff he says is on point. But anyway, Napoleon Hill. So for those that don't know, this book was written originally in 1937. This is not the 1937 edition, so just to be clear, it looks mad old, but it's not the 1937 edition.
Yeah, the only reason why I say is because Malika mentioned they make a larger print version that's bigger, and that's like an older print.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, this is I think from like the 90s or whatever. So, and speaking of like not being successful your first time around, I thought this was his first book. This was his second book.
Yeah, there's another one out.
The first book was The Laws of Success.
Yes.
Gotcha.
That didn't start getting popular until this book came out.
Off. Then the other one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Makes sense.
Yes.
Makes sense.
Yes.
Just like how people's albums.
I gave you a prophecy on the first joint. Y'all all lamed out. You didn't appreciate it until the second one came out.
That's exactly what that is, man.
So this particular book, just to kind of give a background on Napoleon Hill. So he was a gentleman that was kind of really into successful people and like what the psychology was behind that. You know, he was almost obsessed with it. And what he did was he got in close with, and I don't remember the story of how he got to know him, but Andrew Carnegie. So
especially during that time, I wonder how the hell he pulled that off.
Because Carnegie was a billionaire at that point. And this is billionaire like back in the early like 20th century.
Bro.
So that's something. So he kind of, was able to interview him, got a lot of pointers, spoke to some other, people, and realized there were a lot of consistent traits. So he wrote this book, giving you almost like this, you know what this is? This is almost like Jay-Z's
The Blueprint
444 or the Blueprint. Either one. So
yeah, two different time periods. Correct. You're right.
Yep. But
I think maybe the 444. I think you're right with that
exactly.
one.
Yeah.
I think you're right with that one.
So if you are a person that is has aspirations, huge aspirations or whatever, because not everybody dreams big, but if you do, I'm not saying this is the end all be all. Anybody that thinks you're going to read this book or read any book and just think I'm going to be a millionaire like in a couple of years because I read a book, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, and then you're mad that you paid $29.99 for it and it didn't work for you.
Yeah.
No, it's to help you. They're not going to give you all the answers.
Yeah.
You got to take what you get from
because
there.
nobody knows all the answers.
Correct.
There's no book that has all the answers. It's just a guide to get you on your way.
And to actually open up the corridors of your brain to help you think a little bit too.
Yeah. To help you figure it out. So, Billionaire Block Gem of the Week, Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich. Definitely check it out. It was a big help for me, and it got me into, because it references other books, and then when you start reading other books that are not even referenced by this, they will reference this book.
Yeah, I've read a couple
this
of
is
them.
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, there's so many books on success and achievement and psychology and everything, and in terms of business. A lot of them will go back to this. This is kind of like the building block of the self-help, being successful in business, type of book or whatever. So definitely check it out if you haven't. I've read it probably 3 times. And I'm actually rereading, I should say. So there's this one,
Second one.
and then there's the Think and Grow Rich, a Black Choice by Dennis Kimbrough.
Oh, I didn't even know that they made it.
Yeah.
He interviewed Napoleon Hill.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Real cool book. Definitely check it out. So that brings us to our third and final topic.
This is what you rockin' with inside the SNA Live podcast.
Needs no introduction.
Giving our personal perspective. And we kind of did that within the first
Yeah,
two.
I think we did.
Yeah.
I think you can just touch lightly on it. If there's a point that you left out, and maybe you want to elaborate on.
Yeah, there's one.
I have one too.
You know what, League? I'm gonna let you go first. Go ahead, brother.
Just real quick, how I talked about the saving, making sure you save up before you actually make that leap, taking that to the next step, and when you start making money, when you start that business, live within your means. I read something somebody put on social media, it's actually a friend of mine, And it hit home with me. I'm just like, you know what? You got to remember that, because now when you start seeing that money coming in, don't think, oh, I made it. This is it. This is a wrap. Let me buy the Benz. Let me get some Gucci sneakers. No, that's not it. Still live within your means, because like we just talked about the hills and valleys and up and down. When you're down there and you just spent that money on a freaking $800 lease on your car, and now you could have used that extra money to invest into your business. Now you assed out right now. So that's definitely, I would just to kind of piggyback on that point I was talking about as far as having the right savings. When you do get the business, whether, when you start seeing that success, when that money starts coming in, that doesn't mean anything, bro. Save that money and live within your means.
Okay.
Right.
And very good, very, very solid point. It's one that does get overlooked a lot, Malik.
It happens. It happens. You get excited. You feel like all that hard work you put in. You know what? I deserve this. I deserve to buy me a new car.
I deserve a break, or I deserve a vacation, or I deserve this thing. And you don't deserve shit, because the job's not done yet. You're still working.
Yeah.
So for me, I'll keep it simple. Plan to execute and execute your plan. If you go out and you prep yourself, again, it's the old coach in me. It's about prepping your guys every week. Teams that are successful are only a reflection of the preparation that they put in. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. It's the 5 Ps. And if you really take that and put that into an action plan for yourself, including the saving, including taking care of your paperwork and making sure that your business is established, and then you set a real plan on how you're going to attack it. Don't double think. There's going to be times and places where the plan, it's not working to where you had expected it, and then that's when you have to learn how to deviate a little bit. Yeah. Doesn't mean that you stop, you just deviate to help, relieve the pressure you're at in that moment. But stick to the plan that you have and just make sure that you execute it. Once you do that, at the end point, you're gonna find one or two things. One, you've done everything in your possible right mind to be able to get to where you want to go. Sometimes it doesn't work, but at least you're more content because you did it your way and you did it the way that you prepared for it. And then the other thing is that if you do execute it to a T and you scripted it exactly, and again, including the deviations, you'll find out everyone has a little bit of inner genius in yourself as long as you're disciplined about it.
Facts.
You know what's so crazy?
That's a good point, yeah.
Like that tail end of what you just said.
Yeah, that's what I just said. That tail end, you find a little genius. That's what I got out of it.
No, I was gonna say the tail end of what he just said was exactly like a perfect segue to what I was about to say. So, one of the things this book, Think and Grow Rich, talks about is what's called the infinite intelligence. So, you might think, oh, it's a business book. It's not gonna get all spiritual. And
that's a mistake.
But it actually does. So, religious beliefs aside, whatever you believe in, if you're Muslim, if you're Hindu, if you're Christian, if you're whatever, there's a connection that we all have. Napoleon Hill talks about the connection we all have is actually a connection to a higher being.
Yes.
Whatever that, if you want to
whatever the being is.
Yeah, however you want to
call it. You don't got to keep, there's no more cancel culture. Yeah. It's true. You already made it very clear. It's the other, whatever you want to be.
Exactly. So his point is that we all have that within us, and sometimes we don't listen to it, and that's how
that voice.
Exactly.
That inner voice is there for a reason.
We get ourselves in trouble not listening to it. So the point I was going to make, in terms of we want to talk about tools to help you through adversity, believing in self and listening to that inner voice, and trusting that inner voice because it's coming from somewhere. So where it's easy sometimes, or easier, I guess just to say, sometimes to ignore it because the easier path would be to ignore it. That harder path is going to lead to more prosperous things.
Totally agree.
So you have to really trust in yourself and don't look towards the other person necessarily like, oh, well, they're doing this, that, and the other. Yeah, they're doing that, this, that, and the other because that's their journey. Trust in yourself, believe in yourself, and listen to that little voice inside you because that's the voice that's linked to that quote unquote infinite intelligence that Napoleon Hill talks about.
Nice.
Yeah.
And listen, I hope before we wrap this up and move to our next segment, I just hope whoever is listening to this, whether you listen to it right away when it comes out or 5 years from now, I promise you this stuff will still apply. Because what we're saying right now is truth that's timeless. It's not something
It
that's
is timeless.
It's not just something that's stuck right here and right now. So
It could be 2021. It could be 2051. It could be 1831. It would still apply because you know what? Human nature is human nature.
correct.
We
man.
can come up with as many gadgets and technological advances as we want. People are people.
No, you're right.
You know what I mean? So
Hands down.
it's gonna apply.
Hands down.
And that brings us to our segment we call What You Rockin' With. So, Leek, I'm gonna let you set it off, brother. What you rocking with this week?
So what I'm rocking with. So obviously we are in this COVID pandemic, and never forget when during the pandemic, this is maybe May of last year, we were still working, as you know. We was finding other ways to bring in some income, and we was hustling. I used to have to drive into the Midtown, or just drive into the city, period. And I was driving through Harlem specifically, and like I got a little emotional because I was just seeing all these fucking businesses that were just
They used to thrive when you were there, and then
like, yo,
closed
that used to
now.
be my spot. Oh, they fucking closed. Like the juice bar, that closed. I'm like, yo. And it was just, it was a moment where I was just like, damn, man. Like, just when us as people, we were moving and things were getting better, and then this shit happened, and look who are the first businesses that'll freaking fail, bro.
It usually hits.
So what I'm rocking with this segment is all the black-owned businesses that have made it throughout this pandemic and that are still here and that are still open.
Yeah, definitely round of applause. Definitely.
Shout out to y'all. Persevered. You kept moving. You probably, these things that we've been talking about throughout the segment, you probably had all of these tools and in your back pocket, and you were ready for this. No one was ready for it, but you were prepared. You were properly prepared, and you found ways to get out of this jam.
Yeah.
And so props out to all the black businesses out there.
Definitely.
Keep it pushing. It ain't over.
Yeah, salute.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
salute. Big time, man.
Right, what you rocking with it?
Oh shit. Well, since you both put pressure on me, no.
It's your turn.
What I'm rocking with, honestly, it just ties right into the topics at hand, what we've been speaking about, but more in line, it goes to a real small percentage of people. And what I'm rocking with are those that do not go quiet into the night. Basically, what I mean by that is for the individuals, primarily just to something you just said too, Lee, because I can promise you all the businesses that survived through this, they did not go quietly into the night. They did not give up.
Yeah.
They put up a fight.
Yep.
And they found the ways to make things work.
Yeah.
And I don't think that people take that in. Sometimes like you see it and it's like, oh great, you're there, you're still here, but like you don't really take a step back and go, God, like what did you really do to stay to especially during these times.
Yeah.
So, for me it's similar to what you were saying, but I just made mine because those of you, just like when someone makes a post on Instagram or social media, you're like, oh, I think this is talking about me or whatever. You have that feel for you. I'm making that comment now without calling out specific names to people. If this resonates to you, then you are one of those who did not go quiet into the night. Because you know what it was to sacrifice and stay up, and you are the janitor, and you are the fucking server, and you are the everything, and you are the all-around be-around for your business.
Yeah.
And you maintained it, you've grown it, and I'm hopeful some of you guys have gone to the next levels in your careers, but I'm really rocking with those people who have just not gone quiet into the night, man.
Nice. Salutes to you.
Yeah, man. So, Conway, what are you rocking with?
So I feel kind of shallow now because y'all just was like shouting out other people or whatever. And
I know
what I'm rocking with is the t-shirt that I'm rocking right now. Shout out to us. This is the original Smoke and Ashes t-shirt.
That was day one.
This is when people were like, yo, can I get one? Can I get one? And we were like, yo, we on to something.
But look how we've grown.
Yeah. So look at where Ryan Leak is and look what.
Yeah, we've grown. We've grown up.
Literally grown.
Yeah, literally, we've grown up.
Exactly. Like, so we came out with this like in, I want to say like June of last year.
It was early.
It was earlier?
It was early.
Yeah, bro.
Spring.
Yeah, we got
Before
that
we
not
got shut
too,
down, right?
We had that pretty much not too far after we had our cubayeras.
Wow. Okay.
Because we put the orders in similar time. They were done in the same place.
Wow. Yeah, that is right. Holy shit. Yeah.
I remember the print shop they couldn't really. The reason why the shirt is a throwback is because they didn't have the capability
to replicate the
it.
logo.
So if you take a real good look on his shirt, it's literally just the bottom.
Here you go. Take this.
It's just, and we needed it. We were opening. We just needed gear for like just us having.
But the thing of it is, it's a one of three.
Yes, it is. There is no more.
It's like, I got one.
I have one. Yep.
Malik has one.
Yep.
GM has one. And that's it.
Yeah.
Nobody else.
Because the next round of T-shirts we did was the ones that we were selling that you're gonna see people walking around with. So yeah, this is what I'm rocking.
Yeah,
with.
I fucks with
the original Smoking Ash T-shirt.
Yeah, I fucks with it.
That's out.
And that brings us to the conclusion of this episode. We appreciate you joining us on this journey. As usual, you can find us on. Let's see. You can find us,
platforms.
exactly. You can find us on Spotify. You can find us on Apple. You can find us on wherever you find your YouTube.
And coming up soon, OIM will have a new app coming out.
Yes.
And we will keep you posted when you can start utilizing the app.
Yes, sir. Shout out One Institution Media. And in the words of Shirley Chisholm, if they don't give you a seat at the table, bring a folding chair. We out.
Peace.
You have just listened to the SNA Live experience. We want to thank you for tuning in with us. We'll be back with another episode.